Subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get all notification.
Hello students, as you all know we are discussing about human nervous system, and in the previous part we discussed about the parts of the human nervous system, जिसमें हमने क्या किया था, ह्यूमन नर्वस सिस्टम को टू पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया था, सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम एंड पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. And we know that central nervous system has two parts. It's formed from the two important organs which are brain and spinal cord. So today we are going to discuss about the structure of brain. This is the structure of human brain. So let's start with the structure of human brain. As you all know that this brain is a very important part of the body. It controls all the functioning of the body. It receives signals and then transmits the instructions according to the received signals after interpreting the processes. ब्रेन के अंदर सिग्नल्स को रिसीव किया जाता है फ्रॉम द रिसेप्टर्स एंड देन इट इंटरप्रेट्स अकॉर्डिंग टू द सिचुएशन एंड देन गिव मैसेज व्हाट बॉडी हैव टू डू अकॉर्डिंग टू द कंडीशंस. So this is about the all the functioning of the brain. So we will discuss about the brain. Brain, as we can say that this is the human brain, or we can say it's a mammalian brain. Human brain is a well developed organ as compared to another animals. If we compare that brain, that mammalian brain is very much developed. It's made up of many neurons. Neuron, as we already know, neuron क्या होता है? It's a structural and functional unit of life. तो उन्हीं न्यूरॉन के कॉम्बिनेशन से ही पूरा ब्रेन जो है फॉर्म हुआ है, और वही न्यूरॉन इसी ब्रेन के अंदर प्रेजेंट रहते हैं सो दैट दे कैन ट्रांसमिट सिग्नल्स, दे कैन इंटरप्रेट द मैसेजेस. So it's made up of neuron. Almost means 85 to 100 billions neurons are present into the brain. They are involved for making the brain, and we have developed brain, and it's very much our body is very much complicated. So all function need to be done very accurately. इसी वजह से बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन्स ब्रेन के अंदर प्रेजेंट रहते हैं जो सभी फंक्शंस को अच्छे से परफॉर्म करने में हेल्प करते हैं. So if we talk about this human brain, the weight of the human brain is almost 1 kg to 1.5 kg. This is about the weight of the human brain. If we talk about the location, you all know location of the brain is into the skull. हमारे skull में present होता है, and in the skull it is covered by or protected by a bony box or a bony case. एक bones का बना हुआ एक box like structure होती है skull में जो कि brain को protection देने का काम करती है, and that bony box is known as cranium. So we can say that cranium is the bony box which protect the brain because it's a very important organ. It's very delicate organ also. अगर एक कवरिंग प्रेजेंट नहीं होगी तो थोड़ा सा भी जर्क या चोट लगने से ब्रेन को नुकसान हो सकता है, and it will be very harmful for the body also. So to give the complete protection, the first thing that is present is that it is covered by a bony box. एक बोन से बने हुए बॉक्स के अंदर प्रेजेंट है, and that box is known as cranium. उस बॉक्स को हम बोलते हैं cranium. This cranium is made up of many bones. बहुत bones की कवरिंग से बना है, जिसमें कुछ जो पूरी, अगर हम skull की bones की बात कर रहे हैं, that is formed from the facial bones as well as the cranial bones. तो facial bone और cranial bone के combination से बना है. Almost we have 14 facial bones, 14 facial bones and 8 cranial bones are involved to make this complete skull. So this is about the structure of the cranium and the bones which are involved here. Two types of the bones are cranial bones and the facial bones. Okay, now let's discuss after cranium. This is the bones which give protection. After that, we can see that brain is also covered by the membranes. Brain is also covered by the membrane. This is another way to give some more protection to the brain. Bones के through पहले protection हो गई है, उसके बाद और एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटेक्शन देने के लिए membranes present रहती है. 3 membranes are present which are covering the brain, and these membranes which are covering the brain, they are known as meninges. The membranes which are covering the bones, they are known as meninges. इन्हें हम बोलते हैं meninges. So we can say that brain have 3 meninges. 3 membranes यहाँ पे present रहेंगी जो कि brain को cover करके रखती है. Again, they give the protection. They make separate environment for the brain. They keep the brain separate from other part of the body. So these are the three meninges which are covering the brain. After which, one more thing is there which also gives some more protection. This is the liquid, a fluid which is present in between the membranes. These membranes are not continuous membrane. एक के बाद एक continuously नहीं होती है. There are some gaps present in between these meninges. और उन gap के अंदर एक fluid filled रहता है. One fluid is filled between these meninges, and this fluid is known as CSF. The fluid is known as CSF. The full form of this CSF is cerebrospinal fluid. This is the cerebrospinal fluid. This cerebrospinal fluid, this fluid is present in between these meninges, these membranes that are covering the brain, and these fluids give protection the brain. Means it's make a cushion like structure. It's protect the brain from the shocks. अगर एकदम से चोट लग रही है, शॉक लग रहा है ब्रेन को, तो उस शॉक से ब्रेन को कोई डैमेज ना हो. That's why this fluid is present in between these meninges and is give protection to the brain by the shocks. So this is about some covering, and the outer part of the brain that we discussed here. It is present inside the cranium, which is the bony box. It's made up of bones which give protection to the brain. After that, we discussed that brain is covered by the three membranes, and the membranes of the brains are known as meninges. Membranes को हम बोलते हैं meninges. And in between these meninges, a liquid is filled, which liquid is known as cerebrospinal fluid. This liquid also gives protection to the brain from the shocks. Shock से एक protection देने का काम करती है. So this is about the outer part of the brain. Now let's see what is present inside the brain. अब अंदर की तरफ क्या है उसके बारे में बात करते हैं. Inside the brain is again divided into the three parts. For our convenience, we can say that this brain is divided into the three parts, and each part has the separate functioning. सब parts की अलग-अलग functioning होती है. So let's discuss what are the parts of the brain. Brain का parts कौन से हैं? The parts of the brains are, they are the three parts. The first part of the brain is known as forebrain. This is the first part of the brain, which is known as forebrain. Second part is known as midbrain, and the third part of the brain is known as hindbrain. So these are the three parts of the brain: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain, which is the anterior and the largest part of the brain. This is the anterior part होगा और बड़ा भी होगा. इसमें भी कौन से parts होते हैं हम उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. This is the anterior and the largest part of the brain. Mid part is the smallest part of the brain. ये बहुत छोटा होता है, smallest part होता है. And then the third part, the lower part of the brain is the hindbrain. In the diagram also we can see that this is the complete structure of the brain. This is the outer covering. These are the meninges which are covering the brain, and then internally the brain is again divided into the three parts. The first part, that is the brain, forebrain. This is the first part, and you can see that this complete part is the forebrain. The complete part जो है ये forebrain है. That's why we are saying that anterior and the largest part of the brain is known as forebrain. After forebrain, the second part of the brain is the midbrain. Here we can see that the small part that is present between this forebrain and hindbrain. This is the midbrain or middle part of the brain. That's why we are calling it midbrain. This is the second part of the brain, and the third part of the brain is the hindbrain. That lower part of the brain. Brain का जो नीचे वाला हिस्सा होता है, that part of the brain is known as hindbrain. और posterior part है, नीचे की तरफ है ये part. This is known as hindbrain. All these three parts are shown here: forebrain, midbrain, and this part is the hindbrain. These parts of the brain further divided into the subparts. इन parts को हम आगे और divide करते हैं कुछ parts के अंदर, ताकि हम हर एक part की structure जो है बहुत अच्छे से discuss कर सकें. What are the parts of the forebrain? Let's see. What are the part of the forebrain? Forebrain, that is the anterior and the largest part of the brain, is made up of the three parts. तीन parts से मिलके बना है. First, that is the cerebrum. Second, that is the thalamus, and the third part of the forebrain is hypothalamus. So here we can say that forebrain again divided into the three parts. अब इनके बारे में हम यहाँ लिखते हैं. Let's write about the all three parts of the brain. Brain के तीनों parts के बारे में बात करते हैं. First part, that is the forebrain. forebrain is again divided into the three parts. The first part is the cerebrum. This is the largest part of the forebrain. This complete part is the cerebrum, and this is the largest part of the forebrain. Second part of the forebrain is here. This is the thalamus. ये है thalamus, and the third part of the forebrain is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, and then the second part of the brain is midbrain. Second part जो हमारे पास होगा वो होगा midbrain, and the third part is the hindbrain. Hindbrain. Here midbrain is, we will not divide midbrain into any parts. Midbrain को हम किसी parts में divide नहीं कर रहे. Just a simple. We will discuss about the midbrain, and this hindbrain is again divided into the three parts. Hindbrain को फिर से हम three parts में divide कर रहे हैं. The first part of the hindbrain is the cerebellum. Cerebellum. Next part is the pons, and the third part of the hindbrain is medulla, and the complete name is medulla oblongata. So we can write only medulla also. So here we can say that the brain, the complete structure of the human brain is divided into the three parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. Forebrain, which is the largest or interior part of the brain, is further subdivided into the three parts: cerebellum, thalamus, and hypothalamus. Let's see, this complete part is known as cerebellum, and here we can see that thalamus and hypothalamus. This part is the thalamus, and below the thalamus the structure that is present is hypothalamus. यहाँ पे हमें hypothalamus भी दिखाई दे रहा है. And the second part of the brain is the midbrain, and the third part of the brain is the hindbrain, and this hindbrain is again subdivided into the three parts. These are cerebellum, medulla, and that one is the pons. So here we can say that the three parts of the hindbrain, this is the cerebellum, and this part of the brain is known as pons, and this part that is remain continued with the spinal cord. यहाँ से नीचे की तरफ ये spinal cord release हो रही है, बाहर आ रही है, and this medulla remain connected with the spinal cord also. So this is the third part of the hindbrain, which is known as medulla. So in this way we can say that the brain and the different these are the parts of the human brain, and then further it is divided into some another parts. Now we will discuss all these parts one by one, and we will see that how they work, what are the important functions of all these parts. So we will start with the first part of the forebrain, and the first part of the forebrain is the cerebrum. So we will start with the cerebrum. Let's see how the cerebrum works. Let's see what is the structure of cerebrum. Cerebrum, which is the largest part of forebrain, and we can say it's the largest part of complete brain also. If we divide forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain, तीनों में से अगर हम largest निकालेंगे, then also the largest part is cerebrum. And when we discuss only the forebrain, where cerebrum, thalamus, and hypothalamus are the part, then also the cerebrum is the largest part. So overall we can say that cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. सबसे बड़ा part है, largest part है, and this cerebrum is the part which is that is the part that our front part of the brain, or we can say that it is the interior part of the brain. This cerebrum is structure. If अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं, this cerebrum is made up of two hemispheres. It is made up of two hemispheres. इस तरीके से two hemispheres से form है, and these two hemispheres are present here in our skull. हमारे skull में front part में these two hemispheres are present, and these hemispheres of cerebrum are known as cerebral hemisphere. They are known as cerebral hemisphere. They are known as cerebral hemispheres. Means we can say that this complete cerebrum part, it can be divided into the two halves, and both of these two halves are like hemisphere like structure. That's why we are calling them a cerebral hemispheres. This is the complete part of the cerebrum which is divided into two halves, and these halves are hemisphere, and these hemispheres are joined together by a dense bands of fibers. यहाँ पे बीच में जो आपको एक structure दिखाई दे रही है, that bands of the fibers, this bands of the fibers, it joins these two halves, these two hemispheres, and this band is known as corpus callosum. The name of this band which joins both of these two bands is known as corpus callosum. So this is about these two hemisphere, complete cerebrum divided into the two halves, and these two halves are present in our skull here. These two halves are like this one, half parts, and these two halves remain connected with each other by this dense band of fibers, which is known as corpus callosum. And these two hemispheres are known as cerebral hemispheres. इन्हें हम बोलते हैं cerebral hemispheres. And these cerebral hemispheres has the neurons which are present into the convoluted form. एक तरीके से उलझे हुए बहुत सारे न्यूरॉन प्रेजेंट है, but to increase the number of the neuron at that part, they are present into the convoluted form. So here we can say that they are present into the convoluted form. Many neurons are present here. As we already discussed, the brain is made up of billions of neurons. Almost more than 80 to 100 billions neurons are present into the brain. And these neurons present here in the convoluted form, and they make the major part of the brain. This cerebrum, which is very important part, is control almost all the functioning of the body. Like it is responsible for our intelligence, our memory, our reasoning. इन सब चीजों से रिलेटेड जो भी हम काम कर रहे हैं, हम चीजों को याद रख रहे हैं, समझ रहे हैं, our personality, all things are related with this cerebrum part. वो सब इस cerebrum का ही part होते हैं. The part, अगर हम बात करते हैं, cerebrum is also divided into the parts. यहाँ पे कुछ areas होते हैं. It has some specific areas which do different functioning. The areas of this cerebrum are of three types. तीन तरीके की यहाँ पे area की हम बात करेंगे. The first area is the sensory area. The second one is the motor area. And the third area of this cerebrum is association area. So we can say that this cerebrum is further divided, or this complete cerebrum has different areas for different functioning. And these areas are sensory area, motor area, and association area. We can write here area also. So what the functioning of all these areas? Sensory area, as the name indicates, is just responsible for receiving the stimulus that comes from the sensory organs or sensory receptors, like our eyes, our nose, our tongue, skin. These all are the sense organs, and they have receptors. इनके ऊपर receptor present है. ये सब हम पहले discuss कर चुके हैं अपने previous videos के अंदर. When these receptors receive any stimulus, जब भी कोई stimulus receptor से receive होगा, then these signals go to the sensory area of the cerebrum of the forebrain. Forebrain के cerebrum के sensory area में वो सारे signals पहुंचा दिए जाते हैं. हमने जैसे बात की थी कि when we touch to an hot object, हमने एक गर्म चीज को टच किया, सिग्नल कहाँ जाएगा? It will reach to the sensory area. So all the sensory signals are reached to this part of the forebrain. So here we can write about it, that what the functioning of the sensory area. Sensory area क्या functions perform कर रहा है? This sensory area, it receives signals, receive sensory signals. It receives sensory signals. ये sensory signals को receive करेगा, और receives masses from the receptors also we can write. So it's receive the signals. Then let's talk about the next part, which is the motor area. Now what does the motor area do? Motor area gives instructions to the voluntary actions. Voluntary actions के जो instruction देने का काम करता है, it is responsible to give the instructions for actions to the voluntary muscles. हमने हाथ लगाया, एकदम से हमें हाथ पीछे करना है, that is related with our muscles. हमारी muscles की movement से related है. तो ये जो muscles को movement के लिए जो instructions दी जा रही हैं, these instructions are given by this motor area. So we can say that this motor area is responsible for the action of the voluntary muscles. Responsible for action of voluntary muscles. So this is about the second area of the cerebrum, that is the motor area. Now third part, that is the association area. This association area is not the sensory and not the motor area. दोनों नहीं है, it's just a mixture of both of these two areas. So we can say this is the area where the complete interpretation is done, and after that it connects, it's make a link between the sensory area and the motor area. So we can say that this association area, it connects the sensory area with the motor area. It connects the sensory area, sensory to motor area. It connects the सेंसरी टू मोटर एरिया. ये सेंसरी एरिया को मोटर एरिया के साथ कनेक्ट करने का काम करेगा, और वी कैन से इट मेक्स अ कनेक्शन बिटवीन द सेंसरी एरिया एंड द मोटर एरिया. सो हियर वी डिस्कस अबाउट these three parts of these three areas of the cerebrum of the forebrain. Three areas are the sensory area, then motor area, and the third one is the association area. Sensory area receives signals, motor area give instructions to the voluntary muscles, and association area is making connection between sensory and the motor area. So this is about the cerebrum. After cerebrum, the next part of the forebrain is the thalamus and the hypothalamus. So now let's see what are the important function of the thalamus and hypothalamus. Next part is the thalamus. After discussing cerebrum, now let's start thalamus. Thalamus is a small structure. As we can see here that this is the thalamus, and it's a small structure. So we can write here is this small structure. This thalamus is a very small structure which is present by the wrapping of the cerebrum. So we can say that the cerebrum wraps the thalamus. Cerebrum, which is the largest part of the forebrain, this cerebrum wraps the thalamus. थैलेमस को कवर किए हुआ है क्योंकि बहुत बड़ा पार्ट है सेरिब्रम का. सेरिब्रम ने पूरे इस तरीके से रैप करके रखा हुआ है थैलेमस को. सो सेरिब्रम रैप्स द thalamus, and this thalamus has the main sensory and motor area, motor signaling area. It's the major coordinating center for the motor and signaling area. Like हमने cerebrum में भी बात की थी, that cerebrum has also motor area, sensory area. Similarly, here also in the thalamus we are saying that it has the major coordinating center for the sensory and motor signaling. First of all, we will discuss. It's the major coordinating center for sensory and motor signaling. जो सेंसरी सिग्नल्स है यानी कि जो रिसेप्टर से आ रहे हैं, एंड मोटर सिग्नलिंग मींस जो सिग्नल्स ब्रेन से वॉलंटरी मसल्स तक जा रहे हैं, ब्रेन से हमारे इफेक्टर साइट तक जाएंगे, दैट इज द मोटर सिग्नलिंग. सो वी कैन से दैट दिस इज द मेजर कोऑर्डिनेटिंग सेंटर फॉर सेंसरी एंड मोटर सिग्नलिंग. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. जितनी भी सेंसरी एंड मोटर सिग्नलिंग है, that is the main coordinating center. Cerebrum also do the sensory and motor signaling, and thalamus also do, because our brain and our body is very complicated part. All the parts of the brain work together to make the perfect work. तो इस वजह से यहाँ पे सभी parts मिलके एक काम को कर रहे हैं. So thalamus is also involved into the sensory and motor signaling. So this is the main function of the thalamus. Next part of the forebrain is the hypothalamus. Now let's see what is hypothalamus. Third part of the forebrain is the hypothalamus. Cerebrum we discussed, thalamus we discussed. Now hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is present at the base of the thalamus. So if we write about the location, it's present at the base of thalamus. ये thalamus के base पे present होता है. Here we can see that this part is the hypothalamus. This region is the hypothalamus, which is present at the base of thalamus. Thalamus के base पे present. Here is the thalamus and here is the hypothalamus. So that's why we are saying it is present at the base of thalamus. Now, what is done by this hypothalamus? Hypothalamus क्या काम कर रहा है? Hypothalamus contains many centers. इसके अंदर बहुत सारे centers होते हैं which controls many functioning. Like it controls, we can write many points. First thing that it's controlling is controlling body temperature. It is responsible for controlling body temperature. Next thing that is responsible to control or to feel the urge urge of eating and drinking. Eating and drinking मीन्स आपको भूख लगी है, आपको प्यास लगी है, ये जो फीलिंग हमारी बॉडी के अंदर आती है, व्हेन अवर बॉडी फील्स दैट वी आर हंग्री और वी आर थर्स्टी, दैट अर्ज ऑफ टेकिंग फूड एंड टेकिंग वाटर इज डन बाय द hypothalamus that is responsible, hypothalamus is responsible for this urge कि hypothalamus ही कंट्रोल कर रहा है, जो हमें बता रहा है कि in our body now water is very less, so we need to drink water. That urge is generated by the hypothalamus. That's why we are saying that it is responsible, it controls the urge of eating and drinking. And it also responsible for the satisfaction, that after taking water and after taking food you will feel satisfied, that you have now you are no more hungry or no more you thirsty. That is also controlled by the thalamus. In some experiment it has seen that अगर hypothalamus region अगर डैमेज हो जाता है तो उस एनिमल के अंदर ये चीज का पता ही नहीं चलता है कि उसे कितना खाना और खाना, कितना पानी और पीना है, वो चीजें सब फिनिश हो जाती हैं. So we can say that it controls the urge of eating and drinking. Next thing about the thalamus is that it secretes many hormones also. It's very important in the later part of this chapter when we will discuss about the endocrine system, then also we discuss about the hypothalamus. So here we can say that it secretes hormones also. ये बहुत सारे hormones का secretion करता है, and these hormones they work onto the pituitary gland which is very near to the hypothalamus. यहाँ पे this region of is known as, we can call that this is a gland, very important gland, very important endocrine gland है, and this gland is the pituitary gland, which ये pituitary gland hypothalamus के साथ connection में रहती है. When the hormones secreted by the hypothalamus they reach to the pituitary, they give signals to the pituitary gland to release its hormone. Pituitary को खुद पूरी बॉडी को कंट्रोल करना है. इट्स अ मास्टर ग्लैंड एंड इट्स कंट्रोलिंग पावर इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय द हाइपोथैलेमस. इसे कंट्रोल कौन कर रहा है? पिट्यूटरी को हाइपोथैलेमस बाय secreting its hormone or by its neuron also. So we can say it secretes many hormone, and the next important function of the hypothalamus is it's also control feedback mechanism. It's also control, here we can write the next point, it control feedback mechanism. Now what does it means? Feedback mechanism का क्या मतलब होता है? Like in our body, if we have high amount of the sugar, बहुत ज़्यादा sugar है, then this high amount of the sugar is detected by the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus detect करेगा, and then it's give signals to the our pancreas that it is time to increase the secretion of insulin hormone. Insulin hormone का secretion increase किया जाए. In the same way, when the glucose level goes to normal, sugar level जब normal चला जाएगा, at that time hypothalamus again detect the situation and give the signals to the pancreas that now keep the normal of insulin at the normal level. किसी भी तरीके की सिचुएशन में चेंजेस होने की वजह से जो भी सिग्नल्स होंगे वो हाइपोथैलेमस तक पहुंचेंगे, एंड हाइपोथैलेमस वर्क अकॉर्डिंग टू दीज चेंजेस. उस चेंजेस के अकॉर्डिंग हाइपोथैलेमस अपना काम करेगा. सो इन दिस वे वी कैन से इट्स वर्क ऑन टू द फीडबैक मैकेनिज्म. व्हेन द सिचुएशन कम नॉर्मल्स, इट कंट्रोल द फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द स्पेसिफिक बॉडी पार्ट, फिर कंट्रोल करेगा. सो हियर वी डिस्कस अबाउट द फोर्थ ब्रेन. हम फोर्थ ब्रेन को कंप्लीट डिस्कस कर चुके हैं, व्हिच इज डिवाइडेड इनटू द थ्री पार्ट्स में हमने डिवाइड किया है फोर्थ ब्रेन को: cerebrum, thalamus and hypothalamus. This cerebrum is the largest part, made up of two hemispheres. Cerebral, they are known as cerebral hemispheres connected by a dense fibers which is known as corpus callosum. And this is the largest part. Convoluted neurons की फॉर्म में प्रेजेंट है, रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर इंटेलिजेंस, रीजनिंग, मेमोरी, पर्सनालिटी. इन सब से रिलेटेड जो काम है वो हमारा फोर्थ ब्रेन ही कर रहा है. इट इज रिलेटेड विद ऑल दिस पार्ट्स. Then next part we discuss about, that is the thalamus. Thalamus also have sensory and motor areas. Motor signaling से related रहेगा. Third part of the forebrain, that is the hypothalamus. And hypothalamus has many control center. It control the body temperature. ये body temperature control करता है. It control the urge of eating and drinking. It controls it secretes many hormones, and it works onto the feedback mechanism also. Or we can say it controls the feedback mechanism. So this is about the forebrain. We completed forebrain. I know that all these parts are looks little bit difficult for you, but just we will recall it again and again. हम बार बार रिवाइज करेंगे, then we will able to understand all the parts. So अब तक हमने क्या किया है, सभी पार्ट्स को, ब्रेन के कंप्लीट पार्ट्स को 3 पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया, forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. Forebrain again divided into the 3 parts, that is cerebrum, thalamus, hypothalamus, then midbrain, and after that, that is the hindbrain. Again divided into the 3 parts, cerebrum, cerebellum, pons, and medulla. So here forebrain is completed. Now let's see what are the functions of midbrain.